Hello, my friends on YouTube and LinkedIn. I am waiting for my live to connect into my free Facebook group like I do every Thursday. I'm so excited to see you guys. Give me 1 second. It is connecting in. I can see myself in the Facebook group. I'm going to kick off the comments. If you're coming to me from my Facebook group, let me know. Always good to see you all. Happy Friday Eve day to everybody. Whew, it has been a week around here. How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? You guys know I am going live right now in YouTube, LinkedIn, and over in my free Facebook group called Be a Confident Entrepreneur. Get visible, grow your email list and your income. Join us over there. We have over 4,000 online entrepreneurs. You're encouraged to network. It's a true community. You're going to love it. All right, what are we going to talk about today? Do you feel like, tell me in the comments, do you feel like you're doing all the right things online for your business growth? You're showing up everywhere on social media that you need to be showing up. You feel like, are there days where you feel like you are literally turning cartwheels to try to gain some attention? And yet your sales are still really inconsistent month over month. Okay, the good news is that it's probably not your offer, and it's definitely not your expertise. The good news is that it's a visibility and list growth problem, and I'm going to teach you how to fix it today. But first, just in case we are brand new to each other, I want to introduce myself as I do every week. I am Tracy Beavers. I'm an award-winning business and sales coach, and I'm also the host of the top-ranked podcast, Create Online Business Success, which is where you may be listening to me right now. Thank you, podcast listeners. I teach all organic visibility and list growth strategies. And I've coached hundreds of entrepreneurs just like you to get highly visible so you can grow your email list, get those leads coming in, to get to that consistent monthly income that we all want, right? That we want our monthly income to stop being inconsistent and roller coastery. Yes, that's a word. I made it up, but I think it describes it perfectly, right? You want that monthly income, I can get you there. The strategies that I teach, they are fresh. I get your email list growth happening automatically every day in the background of your business without worrying about running paid ads, without creating a truckload of free lead magnets. And if you're thinking it is time for me to have a coach because we are heading into Q4, you have not met your goals for the year, reach out, DM me, email me, whatever works best for you, and let's talk about it. And if you're watching me live, let me know. I always love to know that. Pop your questions and comments into the chat for me. I'm going to answer those at the end because if you know me, you know I'm looking at my notes right now. I'm not even looking at the live screen. That's a hot tip for y'all. If you're worried about going live, which a lot of us are, and you don't want to watch yourself live, tab over to a Google Doc where you've got all your notes. I have to have notes or I'll squirrel us off into something that I didn't even intend to teach on today. And if you're watching on replay, I want you to comment with your question and I'll swoop in and answer it for you. All right, let's start at the top. Visibility. I talk a lot about gaining, as a visibility and list growth strategist, I talk a lot about gaining visibility for your business. And you already know how I teach this, doing it without paying a single cent for paid ads. But here's the question a lot of people ask me, why is visibility such a big deal? Well, here's the thing. If you're not visible, people can't find you. They can't connect with you. They don't even know you exist. And if they can't see what you do and who you serve or how to hire you, tough love here, you don't have a business. You have a really expensive hobby that nobody knows about. Think about it this way. Would you invest thousands of dollars into opening a brick and mortar franchise with no sign out front, nothing in the windows, no clue what your store was about? No, you would not do that. Yet as online entrepreneurs, I see this all the time. We do it all the time. We open up shop on social media. We get our personal Facebook profile, our LinkedIn profile, our YouTube channel going, and then we post once in a while, right? When we feel like it, when the vibe feels right. And then we hope, we're just assuming that our clients are magically going to find us. Does that sound realistic? It's not. And here's why. And I hate to burst your bubble with this, but I really want you to hear me. The online space is too loud. Back in maybe 2018, 2019, 2020, you could post every now and then and kind of show up here and there and not really worry about it so much. Well, those days are over. The online space is getting more and more crowded with people that are doing exactly what there's a business and sales coach on every corner of the internet, y'all. So I have to make sure that my ideal clients can not only see me, find me, know exactly what I offer, know exactly what I'm a thought leader about, because they're not going to magically find me. The online space is too loud. So if you're not consistently visible, you risk getting completely lost in the shuffle and lost in the noise. And then you're wondering what's going on. Well, visibility is what attracts your ideal clients. It's how you build that know, like, and trust factor. It's why I go live every single week and I have a podcast, because nothing delivers and deepens the know, like, and trust factor faster than me talking to you like this. You can immediately, within a few minutes of hearing my voice and seeing me, know, oh, she's for me, or oh, God, no, she is not for me. That Southern accent, I can't handle it, right? The fact that she talks with her hands, she talks fast, she makes up words, I can't handle it. That's okay, because I'm not going to be for everybody. But it's how you build that know, like, and trust factor. It's how you deepen those connections so that when you do go to promote your offer, and we have to promote it more than once, and we have to put the same offer out there more than once, people are ready to buy. I want people to remember you first. And that remember you first factor is everything. As I mentioned, there are a million business coaches online. Gosh, it blows my mind. You can throw a rock and you can hit one. That's how many there are. And if I want my ideal clients to hire me, I have to be visible. I have to stay front and center, and so do you. But the good news is there are dozens of authentic organic strategies to do this. I have personally used my strategies to build 3 successful businesses in the last 7 years without paid ads. If you followed me for any length of time, you know that I have tried paid ads for my online business course, business coach business, twice in the last, I think it's 5 years, 6 years, 6 years. And it was an expensive fail. So I had to come up with strategies that were organic. And I've used these strategies to give me consistent 5-figure months. To be the other 2 businesses that I had were network marketing companies. I was in the top 2% of both of those companies for a reason. And so I want that for you too. So let's talk about visibility through social media, because I hear, if I had a dime for every time I heard somebody say, I don't like social media, I could probably retire by now. Like, I would be a gazillionaire. I don't know anybody who, tell us in the chat, do you love social media? I don't know anybody who really loves it. We do it because it's what's necessary to get us out there and visible in the online space. I do like the fact that I can keep up with friends and family and college roommates and everything else on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn and not have to call them on the phone and spend 2 hours catching up like we used to do before the internet, before online. Yes, I'm that old. But so I don't know anybody that really loves it. But here's the thing, love it or not, we have to use it, and we have to max out every corner of the platform that you're on. And I coach and I recommend that you pick one platform, you go all in on it, you get it converting for you, then you can move on to another one. The only reason why you see me on Instagram is because I have an assistant that puts me there. I do not do anything on Instagram. It is not a platform that I enjoy. It is not a platform that converts for me. You're going to find me on Facebook. That's where I built my multi-6-figure business. And now you're going to find me on LinkedIn. We've just added that in the last year, and I've only gotten serious about it in the last probably 5 months. So I want you to maximize every corner of the platform that you love, from your personal profile to your contact information to creating that content and repurposing the content so you're not having to reinvent the wheel every single week. I want you to showcase how awesome your offers are. And I want you connecting with other people authentically in the DMs. Literally this morning, you guys know I have an 8-week group coaching program, which I'm going to talk to you about at the end of this. Business Visibility Made Easy. We're opening the doors again for the round that's going to start at the end of this month in October. Live masterclasses. I'll just go ahead and share with you. Live masterclasses start next week. TracyBeavers.com/masterclass. Grab your spot. We have 4 different dates and times to choose from. You're going to learn 4 strategies from me that you can use that very day. And then I'm going to tell you about my 8-week group coaching program. But after you go through the 8 weeks as a student, you get to go into the the alumni mastermind. This morning, we had our call. This morning, more than one person said, my conversions happen from building relationships and having connections. And that is the same thing for me. If you've heard me share with you my DM follow-up strategy that I do after every launch, come to one of my live masterclasses, you will see it in action because I will be following up with you. DM conversations are where so much business growth actually happens. That's why I love teaching how to show up in the DMs as a human. But you can also, let's talk about other people's groups. There are lots of great Facebook groups where your ideal clients are hanging out. I'm not as familiar with LinkedIn groups. Up until now, I've only been in one LinkedIn group and it looked to be pretty good, but it was only available for like a 14-day challenge. So I don't think it's going to stay open. The other LinkedIn groups that I've been invited to and a part of, nothing's going on in there. Nobody's talking to each other. But being present in other people's groups, whether they're on Circle, Mighty Network, Heartbeat, Facebook, being present and being visible and adding value, this builds trust and naturally leads to those DM conversations that we're talking about. And if it fits in your business model, creating your own free Facebook group like I have is one of the best ways to welcome your ideal clients into your world, into your community, to deepen that connection with them, to let them really get to know you. But listen, I had somebody mention to me today, she needs a coach. She is working on building her business and she knows me well. And she said, well, my hesitation is that I don't want to have my own free Facebook group. Y'all, I teach many other strategies. You do not have to have your own free Facebook group to be successful with what I teach. You don't have to be present in other people's Facebook groups if you don't want to. I've got a million other things I can teach you. So before I go on a tangent on that, just wanted to share. All right, let's talk about video. You've heard me say this before. Video is king. Audio is queen. And I did a free training on that in my free Facebook group. If you're in the group, go to the guides section. You'll see it there. Go watch it if you missed it. And I know when I said live video, all the introverts in the room just said, nope. They said, nope. And they might have just turned off this live training. Here's the thing. My introverted friends stick with me. Even me as an extrovert, I still get a little nervous when I go live, primarily because I forget to turn my microphone on, but that's another story for another time. I still get a little nervous when I do public speaking, even though I've done it for forever and I could talk to a brick wall. The truth is, between video and audio, nothing establishes credibility. And we talked about this at the top of the training, and lets people experience your true style, your warmth, your personality, your quirks, your mannerisms, whether or not you're the person for them. Nothing does that like live video or even audio. It's the fastest way to make real connections online. And when you go live on your social media platform of choice, the algorithm eats it up. We have to do what the platform wants us to do in order to get the reward from the platform. The platforms love it when you go live. This video I'm doing right now, prime example. You're going to know, as I mentioned, you're going to know if I'm the right fit for you. If you feel like I know what I'm talking about, if you feel like you can trust me, if you feel like, oh, I might want to hire her. And podcast listeners, as I mentioned, audio is queen. So even though you're not seeing me on video, you're hearing me and I'm establishing trust with you or not. You may have turned off the show by now. So if you haven't already, try to add consistent weekly live video into your plan. At a minimum, do a pre-recorded video or an audio podcast. Let people hear your voice. All right, let's talk about visibility through collaboration. I love, love, love a good collaboration. If you want to explode your visibility fast, collaborate. Collaborate with somebody else who has an audience that's the same as yours. You don't compete with each other, obviously, but guest experts like the ones I bring in here monthly to be on my podcast. Being a podcast guest, doing a joint live training, going to networking events so you can collaborate with other people in a breakout room. And when you collaborate with that, you guys know this, you're smart people. When you collaborate in that way, being a podcast guest, going live on social media with somebody else, being a guest expert in their masterclass or their mastermind or their group coaching program, you're borrowing their audience and you're providing value. So it's a win-win for everybody. When I bring a guest expert onto my podcast, it's a win for me because my audience wants to have value. And if that guest can bring value, that's a win for me because my listeners are going to stick around. But it's also a win for the guest because they get to talk to my audience. These are really easy, high impact ways to get in front of new people consistently. All right, now let's connect all of this into email list growth, because I could talk about list growth ad nauseum. Here's the part where most entrepreneurs drop the ball. They focus on the visibility, but they forget the point of the visibility. All roads should lead back to your email list. Every single action you take every day in your business, you should ask yourself, how can this grow my list? You're posting on social media. You're promoting an offer. You're standing in front of a room of people delivering a live in-person workshop. Maybe you're standing on stage, getting into the DMs, doing a collaboration as a podcast guest. Every single thing. Why? Because your email list is the only thing you own. We don't own these platforms. This whole thing could shut down tomorrow. I could lose my podcast. I could lose my social media account. There was a very big influencer on LinkedIn. I read his post this morning. He has made, I think it's $124 million. Do you know that his LinkedIn account got locked out a couple of years ago for like a week? That's frightening. So that email list, you own it. Right? That way he could still reach out to his people if he had them on an email list. The businesses that thrive during social media outages are the ones that have the strong, engaged list. There's a mentor of mine that 2 years ago, when Facebook and Instagram shut down for like 36 hours, when the lights came back on, I'm not even sure she knew that had happened, because she has a team and she was working on other things. They sent out an email. She made $14,000 in that time period. Do you know how many thousands of business owners made zero money because they're relying on social media? So we've got to get people offline onto our email list. And that's why I use every single visibility strategy that I teach to grow my list. When I go live, I'm going to offer you something free in exchange for your email. When you join my free Facebook group, because of the way I have the membership entry questions set up, you want to give me your email address. And in return, I give you something really cool as a reward for coming into my group. Every social post, you want it to have a call to action with either engagement or leading to your email list. Now, I will say that LinkedIn is a little bit different animal. I am specifically talking about Facebook right now and Instagram, because that's what I teach. I don't teach Instagram, but Facebook and Instagram are this kind of the same beast. LinkedIn, you want to sprinkle those in, but you want to be more thought leadery, if that's a word. Well, I guess it is now because I just made it up. But anyway, don't miss an opportunity to grow your list, is my point. And once you're on my list, then it's my job to keep building that relationship by asking you, what do you need? By sending you valuable content every week and making sure that I'm top of mind. I was talking to a guy this week who came to our house to repair our freezer and our washing machine. And I asked him, I gave him, he asked for my email address so he could send me the invoice and ask me for a review. And I said, are you emailing your clients? And he said, no. And I said, oh, sir, if I may, I said, you want to stay top of mind. You don't want me standing here in my kitchen going, now wait, was that guy's name Chris or Chad? Was it Appliance Services of Arkansas, or was it Friendly Appliance? No. I didn't say it like that to him. I said, definitely stay top of mind with your clients. That's going to give you referrals. He's like, thanks so much. And off he went. But in my mind, I was going, oh my stars. I wonder how much business he's lost out on already, because he just opened his business a few months ago. So when somebody thinks of of their email list, when somebody thinks of growing the list, bringing in more leads, making their income consistent, I want them to think of me. And they will if I've built that relationship. When you are ready to invest, I want you to remember me first. And that's what you want for your clients. All right, let's bring the ship home. I did not say the bad word. I said ship with a P. Let's bring this all together. You've got to be visible if you want clients. You have to pick visibility strategies that feel authentic to you. Just because I teach Facebook, just because I love having my own free Facebook group, just because I teach you how to go into other people's Facebook groups and for visibility and list growth, doesn't mean you have to do it. One of my one-to-one clients, she shared with me this week, she goes, Tracy, I don't want to do that. I think I want to guest on podcasts, and I think I want to write a blog, and I think I want to do boom, 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 boom. And I said, cool. So we developed strategies to max out everything she wanted to do. So pick strategies for visibility and list growth and leads that feel good to you, but make sure that every action you're taking leads back to growing that list. and nurture your list so your audience remembers you first because you're the best at what you do, right? You want them to remember you first when they're ready to buy. So you do those things and you'll create consistent monthly income, no more feast or famine, no more inconsistent months, no more roller coastery income. Okay, my friends, I'm going to check really fast to see if I have any comments. I love it. In my Facebook group, Juliet is here. Teresa is here. I know, Teresa, I haven't seen you in a while. Shahan is here. Hey, my friend. Love it. Love that you all are here. Thank you so much for interacting with me. That just means the world to me. Okay. I mentioned to you guys just a little bit ago, I am in full swing launching my 8-week group coaching program called Business Visibility Made Easy. This is where I teach my students over 10 organic visibility and list growth strategies that get your list growing and more leads coming in every day automatically in the background of your business. Okay. And again, I'm going to teach you 10. If there's like 2 or 3 that you don't want to do, you're fine. I've got 7 other strategies I can teach you. You have to build a business that feels good to you or you won't do the work. That's it. Bottom line, you won't do the work. So if you're saying, Tracy, I don't want to go live, totally okay. Let's find another piece of regular weekly content you can do, right? I don't want to have a free Facebook group. No worries. I got other things I can share with you. We've got other things we can do together. I launched this program with my free live masterclasses where I teach you. Yes, I teach you. I don't do fluff. I don't want to waste your time. When you come to my live masterclass, I'm going to teach you 4 of the 10 strategies that are in my program that you can use that day. And when you show up live with me at the masterclass, you get 2 super sweet bonuses you're not going to find anywhere else. The name of the masterclass is, it's really original, How to Grow Your Email List and Attract Your Ideal Clients Without Paid Ads or More Free Lead Magnets. I want you to go to tracybeavers.com/masterclass and grab your spot and plan to join me. Let me pop this into the Facebook group really fast. LinkedIn, I will post it for you. It's also in my featured section, I believe, on LinkedIn. YouTubers, it's going to be in the show notes. tracybeavers.com/masterclass. You got 4 different dates and times to choose from. And after you get registered, here's what I want you to do. I want you to DM me or email me and tell me what date I'm going to see you. Because when I have people join me live on the masterclass, I love to look and see who's there and shout you out, especially if I know what kind of business you have. Because here's the thing, visibility tip from the visibility strategist. When you show up in a live masterclass and you're active in the chat and you're saying who you are, who you serve, and how, which is a question I'm going to ask you when you come into my live masterclass, there may be somebody in the room that needs what you do. That may lead to business growth. That may lead to a new client. You just never know. All right. So go to tracybeavers.com/masterclass and grab your spot. Then DM me or email me and tell me when I'm going to see you. It makes me so happy. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to make a note every Thursday, 11:30 Central. You can watch me live in my free Facebook group, on LinkedIn, or on YouTube. Put it on your calendar, set a phone alarm, and come join me, especially if you have questions for me. I love seeing you live with me and seeing your comments and answering your questions. And you hear me say this every single week. Don't try to do this entrepreneurial thing alone. Oh, my stars in heaven, please no. Get into a community of support because this thing, building an online business, building a business of any kind for that matter, right? Whether you're doing brick and mortar or you're doing online like I do, it's tough. It's some days you're like, everybody's buying what I'm selling. And other days you're like, does anybody remember my name? Right? And if you feel like you are alone in that, you are not. So you need to get into a community of support with people that are doing what you're doing and can cheer you on and bring you energy and give you ideas. That, my friends, would be my free Facebook group, Be a Confident Entrepreneur. I want you to have a great balance of the week and weekend. And I want you to remember that when one of us rises, we all rise. So that is why we have got to keep cheering each other on. Now, I will see you guys next week.